Travis, once again, buddy, you've blessed me with interesting work. Thank you. Look at these Amperex 6CA7s. Goodness gracious, what's in this guy? Some of you out there already know what this is. What the amp is. Good God, this was never opened, huh? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She is just welded in there. Oh, I'm gonna have to get this off camera. But you see that fat little doghouse? You know what this thing is. You guys know what this is. Goodness gracious. Look at this serial number. 198. Good Lord. This is a beautiful amp. So, I love working on Musicman amps. Some of you know. I don't think Leo Fender ever went wrong after CBS. I think he atoned for his sins. These amps are beautiful. And if you've never played one in good condition, you owe it to yourself. Just be open-minded. Don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out, but be open-minded to the possibility that Leo knew what he was doing. And he did. So, all right. We've got her out of the cabinet. Let's get this last one off and we'll do this together. And spoiler alert, I did do a little soft start on the Variac through a current limiter. This is a isolated AC power supply on the other end. So let's peel her up. And I mean peel because there's always this foam tape that becomes hard as concrete or becomes like tar. And it's incredibly hard to get off. And it just ends up sticking on there. And you have some electrolyte material starting to project out of this vent. Over on the anode, grab a chopstick. This is just what you see on these old amps. So you need a recap. Yeah, she's nasty all over, buddy. And then over here as well, it's developing a leak. Never go by what your meter says, though. You should do 3 or 4 different things to verify. But when a cap is this old, the electrolytics anyway. See that over here? And you just replace them. These aren't handling signal. I mean, in a sense, I guess they are because you have that signal AC waveform riding on top of the DC, right? Up until a point where you have that decoupling cap, right? But this is not going to influence tone whatsoever unless it's sick. And then it will give you a vast improvement. Look how beautiful these old guys are. Are these Holland or... hard to tell. Probably says Great Britain or Maiden. Yeah, it's Great Britain. That's so cool. Very cool. All right, let's see if I can get this guy up. Having a hell of a time, and there's a... Let's see, what is that? Who are you? Another Amperex. Ooh, this one's Holland. That's like just after the Bugle Boys were around. And that's not a boy band. We're gonna clean those guys up. Just played myself. Hit into the recording. Got your boys out here. Looks like V2 has been baking a bit compared to the other guys, huh? We'll take a peek at her. And again, these are Amperex made in Great Britain. Beautiful. We'll get those cleaned up for you. Try to preserve the silk screening if we can. Incredibly pleased with what I'm seeing so far. I'll get her flipped over so we can continue the visual inspection. Bye. So I probably don't have to adjust the contrast to make something very apparent, and that is, this is wasted material. And I'm pissed off about this, and I'll tell you right now that whatever sadistic I'll just hold my tongue here. Whoever designed these cans at Deoxic is probably related to the same people that performed the Inquisition. Unimaginably wasteful. One small spritz will create enough waste it'll create enough spillage that you could have done, I don't know, 3 or 4 full twin reverb control panels had it not spilled. It's unbelievably wasteful, and it's not like this stuff is cheap. This stuff is very expensive for us. Unbelievably shameful that they would even release something like this out to the market. Anyway, I'll get off on my soapbox here and just say that I'm really pleased with the way this thing's shaping up. So a full recap is in order. All of these electrolytics here are going to have to go bye-bye. That's all right. We're going to recap the bias supply, the whole thing. Everything's going away and coming back refreshed. We're going to test these signal caps because sometimes on these they fail. So I do love working on these amps, by the way. These are really fun amps to work on, and I recommend them. It's a good way to get into solid state gear, being that it's a bit of a hybrid, right? And I like working on them. They're fun, they're interesting. It's kind of cool to see where the guys' heads were once they had free reign after CBS. And they're pretty cool, huh? I think so. Take these little burnishing files, super fine grit, and you'll put it between the switch and the tip, because there's going to be oxidation there. There's a dimple in that little switch leaf that contacts the tip. You want to make sure that's burnished so that you're not getting any noise introduced in an unused jack. I should go at another angle, but I'm just trying to show you guys something really fast. And that's it. And then what I'll do from this point is, yeah, I will use a little bit of QD electronics cleaner. I will do that. Get her moved. I have some, I need to finish despidering this little guy because there is a little bit of silk filaments floating around. Just a little bit, not too much. Not too much. And then that's about it. I'm gonna take these nuts, and I'm gonna see if I can get some of the oxidation off. And I'll do my best, and if it doesn't look good enough, or if it doesn't really match the patina of the rest of the amp, then I'll just flip them around, and sometimes you'll get lucky. You'll find a shiny spot, a shiny side. So anyway, that's it for now. Hey, so here's a little something that not everybody knows about, but maybe you do. You ever notice when you're changing tubes on your preamp tubes on your old vintage amp, when you get to the preamp tube sockets, you'll see a little projection there. Do you know what that is? That corresponds to the gap there between pins 1 and 9. It's a bit of an index pin. So that when you're I don't know, in a dark stage, just fooling around the back of your amp, you can index off of this little nub here when you're inserting your new tube. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah, these tubes, speaking of that, cleaned up pretty nicely, I think. Did a good job of preserving the silk screening. Look at that. She polished up nice. Ooh, that makes me nervous. I'm going to just put her in. Always makes me nervous handling these old tubes, because I've seen a guy removing a very, very rare power tube from an old Marshall. And I saw him sort of fumble it, and then the thing broke on the ground beside his bench. That was not nice. So anyway, these Amperexes, whoop, where are we at here? Cleaned up really nice. Let's get it into the light. Look at that. That's as close as I can get to the silk screening. So they're a little smudgy there, but you know, you want that part to be nice. See, some of it's already rubbed away in time, like through time, but at least you can see where it was made and what it is. You're not going to have that funky smell when these things heat up. So pretty cool. Just got finished cleaning and retensioning the sockets, by the way. So we'll move on to the cap job, and once I feel the power amp is stable, then I can go ahead and test the rest of the amp. Bye. Ooh, look at that puppy. We'll get this tone puppy up and running. Ooh, look at this, buddy. Wow, she's beautiful. All the blue caps. These are little Vichets. I love them. They're new. They're shiny. Super high quality. Love them. And they fit here. This looks like where they belong. So I got your power amp stable, and I'm going to go ahead and move on and start testing some caps and transistors and all that good stuff, and then we'll get going. Bye-bye. I had to clean this up. What a cool little detail. Look how cool that is. Love it. I actually had to go and polish the lugs, because they were creating what was essentially a 50 ohm resistor between the ground and the chassis. Pretty crazy, huh? Anyway, got her polished up. And check out this. Where are we at here? Check out this faceplate. Got a lot of that corrosion off. Just a little bit of dust from the cloth. Need to work on these a little bit more, but I think they're good to go. Not too bad. There's that nice little filament glow after we did a soft start post cap job. I'll go ahead and get her off the limiter, and then we'll check to see. All right, how many amps she's gonna draw, since we're gonna be observing this instead. Should be around 1.5. There we go. Nice. Let me back it up a little bit. No, let me back up. There we go. Nice. Just monitor her for another quick moment. Awesome. And we're back. Sorry about that. So, got the master up. Let's see. Channel 1, or the normal channel. All the way up. That's some noise from my phone, pardon me. A little staticky sounds. Nice. And we're going to do this properly with get a sine wave in there. Nice. Bright. Awesome. See if the channel switches. Get that down. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. And the lovely trim. Love it. That's a deep switch. Awesome. Beautiful. A reverb here. So, there it is. The driver's working. Recovery. All right, beautiful. I'm liking what I'm hearing. No background noise. Just a little bit of hiss from the treble pot there and the volume. Like it. Like what I'm hearing. And I like I don't have to rebuild this channel switch. Pardon the RF noise there. So, get some coupling caps checked out here. Oh, remember how funky this looks, because I'll show you what it should look like after. All that funky dust and crust. Let's get that stuff out of there. See that? See what we could do about those jacks too, that hardware. All right, bye. I feel like every amp I work on is my favorite amp in the world. And it's a little hyperbolic for me to sit here and say that. But I kind of feel like that, because there's just something magical about taking something that was dead and making it live again. So, so that said, I'm just going through my test bench speakers, two Celestion GK12100s. Man, it sounds good already. I can't wait to hear it through those JBLs in the cab. So she's dead quiet. So I'm gonna roll up these single coils. And there you go. Ah! We're looking at some big EMI. Might as well turn. Whoop, and there it is. I'm on the neck. Let's see if I can get a quiet angle. Again, dead quiet, then I'll roll the volume up. Get that little doubling. Characteristic. What's this? Lovely sound. Just perfect mids. This is where your typical blackface or silverface would top out with respect to intensity. Love it. Super cool amp. Lovely. Oh my gosh. Perfect chime. Just love it. Masters all the way up. This lovely amp there, Travis. Thanks for letting me walk around it, buddy. Bye. Travis, look at that guy. Got the stains out of your grill cloth. Control panel is nice. Look at that, the knobbies and everything. Look at that, buddy. Got your Tektronix handle, all that stuff stripped down and cleaned off. She's looking beautiful, buddy. She sounds fantastic. The rear end is clean as well. See if I can capture some of that for you. Here we go. Just a quick sweep over. Everybody's clean and happy. That. Just enough patina. There's your spare parts in that little baggie down there. Cleaned up foot switch. Cleaned up your drivers there, those JBLs. Look at that. Reverb bag and inside of your cab is clean. Very happy.